Hey, what a group we got here. Hello, everybody. How exciting. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Wednesday. And I thought this topic would be really fun because who has a sweet tooth? Yeah, you can use the chat too if you don't have your cameras on. I'm sure a lot of us do. And I have heard that multiple times this past week, which is interesting. I've gotten a couple texts and just kind of random things, or I'll get on a call with a new client and I hear people say that all the time of, it's my sweet tooth. I just need to get rid of my sweet tooth. How do I get rid of it? Yada, yada. So let's get right into it. Let me figure out how to share my screen. Okie dokie. So the good thing is, as you can tell from the title, we won't really need to be getting rid of your sweet tooth because it isn't making you fat. So there's this spoiler alert. And everyone can see my screen, just making sure, and me. Cool. So, like I said, I hear all the time, how do I get rid of my sweet tooth? And my sweet tooth is, the reason why I can't lose weight. It's because of this, and this, whatever. I just want to make it very clear that whether food is savory, spicy, sweet, umami, it plays no role in body fat. Okay. It does not matter the flavor or anything of that sort. So, fruit is very sweet, chocolate is very sweet. And then we have spicy foods, we have savory foods. It does not matter. Calories are calories. If you prefer sweeter foods, like me, then include some sweets into your food log, into your daily diet, please, for the love of God, or else you'll be living a very miserable life trying to avoid the things you love and it's like, trying to wear something that you don't like all the time. Like, why would you do that if you can still see progress while incorporating it? So here's the thing. Most natural protein sources, though, are savory. So when you think of like meat sources or cheese or edamame or whatever, wherever you're getting the majority of your protein from, tofu, it's probably a savory type of food. But there's always things like Greek yogurt and protein powders to incorporate into your daily routine to still have a little or to still incorporate sweet stuff that will give you that hit of protein as well. Not saying that you need to replace the foods that you genuinely enjoy with things like protein shakes or protein bars or things like that, but just wanted to point that out, that the majority of protein sources are savory. But then you can always pair it with like, if cod is your main protein source, pair it with a sweet potato and sprinkle it with brown sugar or something like that. You can always make things kind of taste sweet as well. Or I'm assuming people with sweet tooth, they still like savory things. You just want something sweet afterwards, like me. So adding a cookie or a couple pieces of candy or a small scoop of ice cream into your daily food log and daily routine will not make you gain extra body fat or make it hard to lose it. In fact, I have something sweet every single day. Every single day. And I suggest you do too. I suggest adding some portion of your favorite foods, treats, or snacks into your daily routine. I know some people have a huge thing for chocolate. So have 2 squares of chocolate every single day. Please, I dare you. Or else you're just building up that really, really strong desire. And it will come out in a binging form. And then you have this whole mental cycle of binging and restricting and guilt. And now you've created a bad relationship with food, which is like literally the last thing you want, I promise. So so incorporate it into your routine. Like for this past week, I found these Oreos, which if you like Oreos, I don't care how weird this sounds, you have to try them. They're the cotton candy flavored Oreos. They're the white, like the yellow golden cookie cotton candy filling. It's so good. I was with a friend who doesn't even like cotton candy stuff, and it's so good. Anyway, I was having 2 every single night for the last like couple weeks, and now they're gone. And guess what? I did not gain any body fat, and I got to have Oreos. And usually in the past, even just a couple months ago, if I had any Oreos in the house, they were going to be wiped out, gone in one night. However, incorporating a serving of them into my daily routine and fitting them into my macros and still prioritizing protein in my other meals throughout the day, got rid of that like obsession with and that hyperfixation and the, oh my God, I can't stop thinking about it. It's like they're screaming my name in the pantry. Okay. So I highly recommend incorporating that. And make sure you're zooming out, looking at the greater picture of things, because that's how your body works. It's easy to overconsume sweet foods, but it's not the inherent sole reason, the culprit as to why, you know, you have gained body fat or not able to lose them, but they are easier to overconsume, especially if you're not getting the micronutrients that you need to be getting in your meals and in the other meals throughout the day. If you're not hitting your protein goal throughout the day, you know, if you're at 80 grams of protein and then you're having some cookies, that's when you're going to overdo it and you're going to have like a binge eating episode, or you're just going to have way more than you should and feel really bad and sluggish and full afterwards. So take a look at your other food sources. Do they equate to enough protein over the day, enough micronutrients? What do your weekends look like? Are you getting enough movement? These are the things that are going to lead to body fat and make it harder to lose, not a sweet tooth. Over consuming calories in general is what causes body fat. You can be over consuming pickles and, you know, that you would have to eat a lot of pickles because they're very low calorie. But you get what I'm saying here? It's not sweet stuff. It's just calories in general. If you're overeating past your metabolic rate constantly, that's when you're going to gain body fat. People's mindsets around sweets are often an all or nothing. Just like how I said, you know, a couple months ago, if I had Oreos in my thing, it would have been all or nothing. I would have eaten the entire thing or completely restricted. That's where the restrict and binge cycle can come into play, which is definitely going to be a topic I dive into on a coaching call in the future. And even just the guilt around the food, you know, if you're not tracking food, I notice there's so much more guilt around it. Oh my gosh, I had 2 Oreos today. It's over. I feel I need to start over tomorrow. I might as well finish the thing here. Or, oh my God, I got ice cream for lunch after my lunch with my friend on a walk. And, you know, this is why I can't lose weight. Whereas usually if you log things and you track things, it's not that bad. It's just having that all or nothing mindset where if you have any sweets, you're fucked. And if you don't, then you're a good person. I would get rid of that. And a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner full of sugary foods. So if you're having cereal for breakfast, Chick-fil-A for lunch, and pasta with red sauce for dinner, and that's it. And also not getting as much movement in. Again, those are the things that are going to make you gain body fat. So I hear a lot of things too, like when people are getting frustrated or they're not tracking food, or, you know, they've tried something in the past that has worked and I'm on the phone with them and trying to show them the light. Is it because I'm not intermittent fasting? Is it because I'm not doing keto? Is it because I'm not counting my points with Weight Watchers? Is it because I'm not juicing? All of these things, you're missing the point. That's when you're hyper focusing. You're zooming in on something that is so small rather than zooming out on the greater picture, which again is how your body works, rather than focusing on maybe how your mind works or having that one thing that makes you satisfy your mind. And oh, if I grasp onto keto, then I'll be fine. And this is like my safety net. Your body literally does not care. If that's like what works for you because you need some kind of strict parameters, sure, it won't work for long because eventually living in parameters is living in a jail. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. All about finding balance, incorporating your fun food so you're not getting that hyperfixation and obsession over food. Boom. Mic drop. All right. How was that for you guys? Yeah. Okay, good.
There's a question in the chat.
Oh, there's a question in the chat. Thank you so much. I don't know how to work this thing.
I had a question. It was me, Sydney. You said that it's like you gain fat when you're metabolic, like you eat more than your metabolic rate can burn, but how can you like naturally, like, I don't know if I assume it's increase your metabolic rate.
Great question. Love that. Great question. 2 ways. The main thing is to eat more. So the less you eat for longer periods of time, the slower your metabolism becomes. The lower that BMR. So, you know, let's say right now, like for you, for example, I know for a while we were at 1,800 calories and we were still seeing fat loss. Some people, when I get them, they've been dieting for so long that their metabolic set point is now around like 12 to 1300 calories. So if I put them on 1800 calories, that's going to make them gain weight. But if we slowly increase calories over time, not a big jump, that's how we're going to slowly make the metabolism naturally work quicker. So we can raise that set point. So you don't need to be in starvation mode. Your body doesn't need to be in fight or flight. We don't need to be crashing all your hormones constantly in order to see fat loss, and you can live a life worth living and not be scared of food and getting energized and fuel from it. So increasing your food naturally is the main thing. And then the second main thing is specifically strength training. The more muscle mass you have on you, the more calories you burn at rest, meaning a quicker metabolism. So if you, this is kind of like a rule of thumb: for every 1 pound of muscle you have on you, it burns an additional 100 calories per day. So if we can gain 5 extra pounds of muscle, which overall you don't see that, then we're going to burn an additional 500 calories per day. So that's how we'll increase that metabolism as well. And then from there, when we're at a healthy set point, we can have every function in your body running on all 4 cylinders. We're hydrated, we have energy, our hormones are regulated, and we're not continuously gaining body fat. Then we can start to diet down while seeing progress and also able to maintain it this time. That's why it's so important to focus on increasing your metabolic rate. Because again, if your metabolic rate is around that like 1200 calorie mark, you're just not going to maintain any results you see anyway.
Thanks. That was helpful.
Okay, good. Yay, my pleasure. And then you can incorporate more sweets or fun foods that you like, which is always a win. Did anybody else have a question? Sheena, maybe? Oh, Sheena was just saying that there was a question in the thing. Gotcha. Cool.
I have a weird question for the group. Has anyone been able to get or seen those like Ninja ice cream makers, and people are making like protein ice cream and stuff out of them? You can't find them anywhere, by the way. They're literally sold out. Like, I've looked on the Ninja website, Amazon, like they're completely sold out everywhere. But a friend of mine has one, so she's just been making them out of like the Core Power milks or whatever. But that makes like a huge amount too, which I feel like is good to kick a sweet tooth without like feeling terrible.
Totally. Yeah, I've heard of it. And I know Sheena like always sends like the cottage cheese ice cream things. And yeah, if I had one, I would love that. I didn't know that they were sold out. So has anyone had the opportunity to snag one
I'm
of them?
gonna look for you because I feel like I saw them on Amazon a few weeks ago and I almost pulled the trigger, but I didn't. But something that I like to do if you have a sweet tooth, I like to get Halo Top. I mean, like Tara said, it's obviously not the best, but there is protein in that. And I think there's like a ton of protein per serving. I think the whole thing has like 20 grams. And the other night I ate half a pint and it was only like 150 calories and 10 grams of protein. So until they, restock that creamy, that's another option too. I can send that in the Discord as well.
They should have some knockoff brand. I feel like if somebody made a knockoff Ninja Creamy, I feel like they would make bank.
I love knockoff everything, so that'd be great.
You look on DHgate. Yeah, good question. I know I've been wanting to make the one where you like crumble Oreos, because now that we all know here, I'm obsessed with Oreos. That would be so good. So yeah, all right, cool. Well, great talk. Love you guys. Would love to hear any of your additional thoughts in the Discord. And I'll see you same time, same place next week. Can I get a thumbs up or confirmation in the chat for 2 things? One, if you've seen the calendar call schedule for the month of July. Cool. Okay, if not, it's in the Discord. And there's a channel, and when you touch the top left corner, the drop down of different topics, there's a channel that says call, calendar, and links. That's where you'll see the entire month calendar for July, and that's where I posted the link for the current call. Okay, if you still can't find it after this call, shoot me a text. And then also, second question, has everybody opened and had access to view the 8-week course of videos, of a whole bunch of topics, 8-week course on the website Teachable? It got sent to your email originally. If not, search your email, Frequency Fitness Resources, and check your junk mail. I don't know why, but it went to a lot of people's junk and spam. So check that, Frequency Fitness Resources. If you see it, awesome. If not, again, just shoot me a text and I'll kind of resend that link to you. 8 weeks of a whole bunch of education, really fun stuff. You'll have access to it for life. Save it in like your browser or bookmark it or whatever. And it'll also be updated for the rest of your life. So that's exciting. All right, cool. Again, shoot me a text or message me or something if any of these things were thumbs down for you. Love this. Thanks, guys. Oh, wait, let's do a little selfie first. You guys know I love a little selfie moment. If you have your phones, pick it out. I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Cute pose, Sydney. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, all right. Ready? 2, 3. All right, thanks for the good vibes, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Toodles.